for the outlaws and all the men of war, all the good old boys like us, in a country we're dying for.
I was a bit slow with that pause button. Okay, so today, Roberto Menudo was sentenced today by Judge Mehta, and I'm smiling at my dog if anybody's wondering. Not that because he was sentenced. So Judge Mehta, has been showing quite a bit of mercy really lately. If you want to call it mercy, their lives have been turned upside down by this situation and forever changed. So Roberta got 4 years, I believe, 4.5 years, and 3 years supervised release. And he's an oath keeper, and they were all charged with a conspiracy. Mr. Vallejo also got sentenced this afternoon. He got 3 years, and from what I understand, I think it's 3 years, 1 year home confinement, and then 2 years supervised release. And so Judge Mehta was really hard, because Judge Mehta really believes that the election interests were played out within the courts. And so, his speech, for the most part, is always about, you can't take up arms or you can't go against the government just because somebody, won that you didn't want to win. But that's really...
It's not why.
That is not why, and so it's just such a skewed perception to me. And I know he must really feel that way, or that's definitely in their playbook, because he repeats that sentiment. And he repeats the same, sentiment that everybody does about the peaceful transfer of power. And I always go back to that. It just blows my mind that the events leading up to January 6th, is what made Americans so mad, and not the peaceful transfer of power. I just cannot believe that is what the foundation of our country rests upon. There are so many other things before that, to me, because if you don't believe the election was truthful, then you had every right to protest that day. You had every right to exercise your First Amendment right. And they believe there are parameters. They throw those parameters around at will, depending on your ideology. Your First Amendment can be burn down somebody's gas station in a neighborhood, and you did it because you were angry. But, going to the Capitol stairs and protesting, that's a whole other story. So, I know that's still going to be really tough on the Vallejos. They're an older couple. They're them, and so our prayers are with them. But Thomas Pi Anon, as he's known out there in the online world, he was found not guilty on the obstruction charge. That is a huge win. Anytime anybody can get a not guilty on that, that is a big win. And there was some other, I'm not real well versed about what I know it was hung on some, and and what, they had a mistrial. Tommy read it. I didn't read all of it. I just skimmed it. But he was found guilty on the assault, but not... He did get it? Yeah, no, I thought that he was found innocent on that. Okay. Yeah, 7 charges, and then they dropped quite a few, too. So, those are all good things. And the more, of these obstruction charges that juries find people find these guys innocent on, it's a big win for everybody, because it just shows maybe they're not buying, that whole umbrella charge. So we can only hope so.
God.
And what, Bart Shively, he only has 30 more days to go.
Yay.
And he'll be out. What a blessing. Awesome. So, that is really good news.
Thank God.
And John Strand, do you know what he got?
32 months, a big old fine.
A big O fine. Did they do it from his gifts and go? Because you know they are coming after that.
I'm unclear where it's supposed to come from. Does somebody else have better information? What? No, I heard bigger. Hold on. Okay, John got 32 months and 6 to run concurrently. $2,000 and $175 and a $10,000 fine, also 3 years probation.
Yikes.
I think the bond is so high because they say he's in a $3 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So the more you have, the more they take.
That's true. You know, I mean, they're really going after the gifts and goes. And, you know, there's been articles and stuff out there all over the place about it. And we've been talking about it here on the corner for a while because even at Guy's sentencing, they tried to come after his gifts and go. And Judge Friedrich, like I've said in the past, because it was for a family fund, you know, they could not put that towards the lawyer fees. And, you know, we really need to start reaching out towards organizations and places that can help with those types of costs. And, you know, instead of the crowdfunding, unless it goes directly to your lawyer, because they will fine you that money. Are you done? I'm done.
Well, Nichole and I have a little bit of a difference of opinion of Judge Mehta. I don't find him to be merciful. I find him to be calculated, political, and full of rhetoric. You know, and he gets his message across every single time he sentences or tries somebody in that courtroom. You have to denounce the day in order to get any mercy in that courtroom. So, you know, it's just that wasn't tears. I was still catching my throat. Okay. But he, you know, he very much runs a play in that courtroom. It's his, you know, his views as an American citizen. He has the right to have them. But I know that he has sat through enough trials now to see some behavior exhibited by the Capitol Police that deserves investigation. So I know he's seen people thrown off roofs. I know he's seen Capitol Police punch women in the face. I know that he's seen munitions launched from overhead into an innocent crowd. I know he's seen those things. So when he sits up there on his little podium thinking he's better than everybody else that he reigns over, it disgusts me. And I think he's very politically calculated. I think that he gave Kenneth Harrelson a light sentence so he could go, look at me, I'm a fair dude. But he threw the book at Stuart Rhodes. 18 years of a man's life. 18 years. So I guess it depends a lot on whether you feel like Americans have the right to protest or if you only feel like Americans have the right to protest against things that you don't believe in. So I think as soon as people realize that it's not really even about protesting Donald Trump, it's about the right to protest in this country. And of course, American citizens, some of them behaved badly that day, but so did the Capitol Police. You know, and as we nail our men to the wall, veterans that served this country and took an oath, and there, you know, various degrees of civil violations, but to throw the book at these people for protesting in mass. When you think about how many people were at the Capitol that day, you know, some say as many as 3 million people. American people were pissed off. You know, they were pissed off. But we need to think about what they were angry about. And look at the state of this country now. You know, look at what's going on now. Maybe these are the things that they didn't want to see happen. You know, and as we sit in those courtrooms and watch their rights be violated and them thrown away like they don't matter, and have them say, oh, well, I'm really sorry that you had a hard life and that you were at the Capitol. And it's just so ludicrous to me that when they come in the door, they're guilty. That's just how we know it's going to be. That's how it is. That's how it always is. And so to say that he shows mercy by only giving 4 years, I think that's bullshit. I don't think Kenneth Harrelson deserves 4 years, and I don't think, you know, you would give a murderer in this country lighter sentences than Stuart Rhodes got. He's an older gentleman, so really that amounts to a life sentence. So I don't find mercy in that. I don't find mercy in sentencing Ed Vallejo to any more time in jail, or I don't. I think the only effort he makes in fairness is so that he can say, look at me, how fair I am. But he already got the ones he wants. He got Stewart, he got Meggs, he got Watkins. So maybe he gives a lighter sentence down low. But anyway, my opinion of Judge Mehta is not fairness. That's not what I see when I look at him. And he looks like an ant. That was pointed out to me that when he's sitting up there with his little behind his bench, Judge Meta looks like an ant. He looks like an ant. Sorry, Judge Meta is true. Look at it sometime.
Because I know y'all are watching.
Mr. Vallejo's good friend of over 30 years was there as a character witness for him today, and I thought what he said, I can't find it in my quote here, but he said the reason Mr. Vallejo has loved his country and his family just overtly and has served both, and he said he came to January 6th because he cares for both of them. And I thought that was just really so kind of his friend to know, you know, in Mr. Vallejo's heart, he really feels like he was protecting and doing what he could in the best service of his family and his country. And I think that was such a sweet testament by his friend. So I was glad I could hear that.
Awesome.
I'm out.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, somebody say something. Did I lose y'all? Wow.
This is my family. These are my friends. This is what I'll die for. This is why I live. And if you truly love me,
Transmission is so bad.
this is why we rise up. He said, how long nation? I got people in the back rooms. I got people in the bed. I got people in the bed. Mama can pray for me.
No, that's Tommy. Tommy gives everybody a strike. No, I can't get a transmission. Well, yeah, the old Subaru still needs one. I went, hi, honey. Oh, how are you?
I got to pick up my flag.
Oh, no, we can't forget the flag. What's your name?
Just got it.
Oh, nice. That was nice.
What do I do with it?
Hi. What's in the bag? It's a battery. I cannot get my...